Hi YouTube family, how are you all doing? How are you all doing? Yeah, so this is my first ever live and I'm just trying this app. It's called StreamYard and I want to see how it works. Is anyone connecting? I can't even see the comments. Tell me where you're connecting from, how you doing. Let's just chat. Let's chat. I feel like I just came up from work. I'm on doing my braids. And I'm just like, let me try this live thing on YouTube and just see those who log in and let's just have a chat this morning. Let's just have a chat. Sometimes life is hard, honestly. I lost a co-worker this week who just passed on in her house. Like, and I feel like a lot of people are struggling mentally with your mental health. So, especially when you're abroad, sometimes life is hard, so much loneliness, people don't have the family support. Sometimes people are just looking for somebody to chat with. So, I'm here. Anybody who is logging in, let's just chat, have some, just talk, just have some chats, laugh together. Hi, who is watching? Please tell me who. I'm canceling the comment. Just leave a comment if you can hear me, where you're watching from. Let's just chat. Yep, I see a couple of people watching. Please, can you just leave a comment? Let me just be sure how the comment section works. If you can hear me. Hi, Love and Kids World. Oh, I see your comment. Hi, hi. How are you doing? How is your end? How is the morning? Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I just came on live just to chat, and I was just talking about how, especially those who are abroad, a lot of people who are struggling mentally, and how I lost a co-worker this week. Yeah, apparently she lives alone. She didn't come to work, and when they checked on her, they realized she passed on in her house by herself. And I was just thinking how lonely life can be abroad with no family support. Even those who were born here, she was born here, but her mom lives somewhere else and she's living by herself. And I was just imagining if there was somebody in the house, maybe would have helped, maybe somebody would have noticed what she was going through if she had like a breathing problem or a heart attack or something and called for help. Oh, Love and Kids will say it's a busy morning. We bless God. Oh, that's nice. I know, for especially for those who have kids, it's morning, getting your kids ready for school. I know sometimes life can be really, really busy. And I just came like, okay, those who have been here, those who are free, we can just chat. Sometimes we get carried away by life, a lot of things that we forget to take care of our own self, our mental health, and just pause to think where you are at mentally, where you are at spiritually, where you are at like sometimes it's hard, and before you know it, you break down and you're wondering. But sometimes it's good to just take that time and miss the business of life. Just pause and think of life. Think of yourself. Think of your mental health. Think of your wellness. Have some time for self-care. It's very important. Honestly, this lady who passed away, she made a post on Facebook on Wednesday last week around 10 p.m. at night. And Thursday was a Remembrance Day, which was a start in Canada. On Friday morning, when she didn't show up for her shift, they were calling, she wasn't picking, and it's not usual of her. So the co-workers had, or somebody went to go check on her. They found her car parked in front of her apartment, but when they got in, they were knocking, she wasn't answering. When they finally called somebody, they find her dead in her apartment. And it just got me thinking how fragile life can be, how intentional, and like sometimes even this issue of women feminism, or you don't need a man, you don't need a family. I was just thinking, I'm like, some of those things we have seen series, we have seen interviews where wealthy, not American celebrities are interviewed and they are crying, talking about how they have big mansions, they have the money, they have the car, but they feel lonely. They wish they could come to their house and there are kids in their home, or there's somebody in their house, just welcome them, just talk to them. And it just showed how lonely, how the fact that the very essence of life, the things that are important in life, is not about money. Like community is very important. Human relation is very important. more than money. Those are things that money cannot buy. You cannot put your money on your table and be talking to your money. So it just got me thinking, and I'm like, let's just have this conversation. Like, what are you doing as a human being? Yeah, you could be a mom, a nurse, a doctor, you could be a career person, a wife, a family person. But the question is, outside your career, outside your achievement, how are you taking care of yourself? People really go through a lot. People really go through a lot, honestly. It's sad that people are really struggling out here. Even in the church, a lot of people are struggling. And I feel like most of us have mastered the act of pretending. We all dress up, we have this fancy makeup, we have these Gucci bags and these designer things. When we step out, people look at us and they feel like we have it all together. But inwardly, we are dying. And today we are talking about that, the inward self-care. What are you doing as a person to take care of your mind, to take care of your wellness, just to be in a better place than how you have been? How are you taking time to be conscious of how you're feeling, to acknowledge your own feeling? Sometimes people have just the spirit of heaviness. You don't know what is wrong with them. They are just moody. They can't put your finger on what is wrong. They don't know like what is bringing, but it's just, that is just a reminder that it's time for a pause. It's time for people to you say flashy eyelashes, but your inner person. That's true. Flashy eyelashes, everything, makeup on fleek, but your inner self, people are really dying. That's true. That's true. Honestly, it really got me thinking. I'm like, this lady was full of life, so full of life, but nobody can tell behind closed doors the things she was struggling with. It's time to, I feel like this is also common even in our Black community. We don't speak up. We feel like if you speak up, we go for therapy, we go for counseling. It's a shameful thing. No. Is you being intentional of your mental health? Is you being intentional of your well-being? Is you speaking out? So people who are even married, they're even afraid to talk to their husbands or to their wife about how they feel. But that should be your first support. Your family should be your first support. Your husband, your wife should be your first support. So even your children. Even with men, sometimes it's common. Even with men, I know we have this African mentality that, oh, men are supposed to be strong. Men don't have to cry. Men don't have to show emotions. No, they are human beings, for heaven's sake. They have feelings too. They feel overwhelmed. They feel tired. Men also have those feelings. They should be able to express it. They should be able to cry when they need to cry. Because I feel like it's that accumulated stress and everything that people bottle up inside that gets them to a place of depression, a place of mental illness, a place of, you see, people start acting up. Your husband or your wife, he or she is just moody, or their response when you ask them question, when you have a conversation, is very harsh. And then you start wondering, oh, this man has changed. Because there's a lot of war he's fighting inside. Let's start teaching our children, even the boy child, cry if you have to cry. If you're hurt, cry. Speak up. Use your word to speak up what is happening in people. Should, I feel like when we're growing, most boys were shown when they're crying, oh, men don't cry. And they grow up with that mentality that men don't cry. Men don't express their feelings. And when things happen, they are dying inside. They can't express it. And if you cannot express it, be it to your wife or to anybody, they can't help you. We only help one another. They can't help you if you cannot express your feeling. Yeah, oh, be a man. Man up. Be a man. I don't get it. As if men don't have emotion, as if men don't have feelings, as if you poke them, the blood will not come out from their body. Blood will come out. They have emotions. I feel like they should be able to cry. They should be able to express how they feel. They should be able to say, oh, this hurts. This is how I feel. I feel overwhelmed. This is what is happening. So that your wives can better support them. Even therapy, I've seen a lot of Black people don't like counseling, don't like therapy. We soak up a lot of things. We soak up a lot of things. Please, let's check on our loved ones. Let's give people room. Don't be judgmental. Let's give people room to be able to, let's be a safe place for one another where people can come and express their emotions, talk about how they feel, what is going on. That's the communal life we have known. Despite the fact that we are abroad, we can still develop that communal life. Each and every one of us can still be intentional to be a safe place for somebody. To be a safe place for somebody. Life is hard out here. And with the change of seasons and the weather also changing, I feel like it's also affecting a lot of people mentally. That's true. Communication is key in every relationship. Yeah, be it friendship, marriage, family, it is really key. I also feel like it's a two-way thing. As much as communication is key, there's some people that in your family or even your wife or your husband have realized that if I tell my wife this, she's going to judge me. Some people, your strength level is not like your younger brother or your younger sister or your cousin's strength level. Sometimes when they come to you with those feelings, oh, we term them weak. We judge them. By so that they can't come to us. That's what I'm saying. Everybody should be intentional to be a safe place for another person so that we can all help ourselves and just be more intentional and just help people be confident to be able to speak out. Even with our children, if you don't make it safe for your children, trust me, they'll look for friends in school that they'll be able to talk to. They'll be able to talk to other people than talking to your parents because I knew when we were growing up, you couldn't talk to your parents. Our parents were like, most homes, the parents were like dictators. I've seen homes where when they hear the dad's car honking, the kids will leave the living room when they watch TV and they are running away. As if a dictator or something like as if a tornado was entering the house. Your kids will be able to love you, run to the door instead to welcome you. But these most African parents in the days, when you hear your father or your mother coming, they are running, everybody is scattering and running. That is not a healthy kind of relationship you want to have with your children or with your spouse or with any person. People, you want to be lovable, that people can be around you, people can be open to communicate and tell you what they are going through or how they are feeling. If we're not lovable, nobody will want to communicate or nobody will want to talk to us about their feeling. It doesn't matter who they are, even our own children. Even our own children. So it's high time we start really supporting each other, creating a safe heaven for people. Just be lovable. Be lovable. Be someone that even if you don't have an advice or you cannot help them, be that shoulder where they can come cry to. And you can even just hold them. Sometimes people don't even want your opinion. People just want to listen here. They're not coming to you because they want advice. They just want somebody to listen to them. The more they talk, the more they pour out your frustration, the anger, or whatever they are feeling inside, and they feel better. And they really feel better. Yeah, so that's something I wanted us to really talk about. And one thing that most people don't realize, with the change of season, with us entering winter, it also affects a lot of people's mental health. There is a lot of depression in winter because most people are confined to their homes, especially winter. Winter plus the virus and all the restrictions, it really plays a very hard role on people's mental state. And sometimes I wonder, I'm like, people who are not Christians, people don't know God, I don't know how they survive. Like, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. Because even statistics shows that Christian women live longer than non-Christian women, because Christian women, they have a place where at least weekly they go to pour out their mind, to worship, to praise, to pray. It's a form of therapy to them. So if you're not a Christian or you don't have a therapist or you don't have someone to talk to, it can be very hard. That's true. People should learn to listen with empathy. You're right. You're right. Not just empathy. I feel like empathy and love. Because some people can listen with empathy, they'll be like, hey, where Ashaya, like just the way you even express the empathy, the person will really. Some people don't like to be viewed in a I don't know, like some people just want love. Even some people, they don't even know how to express empathy to somebody. Yeah. So let's check on people. Let's check people's mental states. Let's encourage. Call your family. Call your friends. Just chat with them. And I was talking about even the change of season. The change of season can really bring a lot of mental breakdown to people. People can really struggle with your mental state when seasons change. Especially winter. Can you imagine winter has come with the snow and then there is lockdown? People can't really go anywhere. People are just stuck in their homes. Like it's hard. Maybe your life now is just walk home, church, walk home, church. It becomes a routine and it really plays on people's mental state. Thanks, sis. Thanks for the support. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for the love. Let's just keep checking on people. Let's keep checking on people. My mom always used to say that you are not rich. You are not only rich when you have money, but you're rich when you have people. And how do you have people? You have people when you're a lovable person. People can reach out to you. People can talk to you. So let's check on people. Call your friends, call your family during this season and check on them. Just check how they're doing. People are really struggling mentally. Hi, for anyone connecting. Just coming, let's chat. We're talking about taking care of our mental health and just be intentional about your feelings, your emotions, where you are at mentally. And sometimes I know life can be very busy. Just take time to pause and ask yourself, where am I at? Have time for self-care. I know even like moms, sometimes moms can be your duty as a mom, your duty, your career, maybe schooling can take a toll on you. But amidst all those things, take time to just pause and ask yourself, where am I at mentally? I'll acknowledge your own feelings. Talk about it. Go out, take a vacation. Most of us blacks in North America or abroad, we have vacation time at work, but we don't make use of those vacation time. We work, 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 work. Those vacation times, they are paid for. Your dental health is paid for. Your massage is probably covered in your package, but you are not using it. You're not using it. You're just there working, working. I miss the work. They always say that too much work without play makes Jack the dull boy. So take time to play, take time to bond with your family, take time to go on vacation with your children, take time to just sometimes just sit, even if you're not going on vacation. I know I used to be that person. If I don't have a vacation to go, I can't just sit in my house. But now I'm learning to sit still. Even the Bible says, "Be still and know I am God." Sometimes it's not how hard we work, because even the Bible says that God is the one that gives us strength to gain wealth. It's not by might, it's not by power. So sometimes, because trust me, if you drop dead today, they will replace you at that place of work. You'll be replaced. There's nobody who is irreplaceable. I'm not saying be lazy. I'm not saying be recalcitrant at your place of work. I'm just saying sometimes just take time to rest. Take time to breathe. Take time to care for your own self. Acknowledge your feeling. If you're exhausted, if you're burning out, acknowledge your own feeling and just do something about it. I know for most of us who are immigrants, you're thinking of your family back home, oh, your mom, your younger ones have to go to school, but you have to be alive. You have to be wholesome. You have to be be healthy to take care of them. So taking care of yourself will go a long way. Hi, Gwajudit. Hi. Hi. Thank you for joining the live. We're talking about taking care of ourselves, being acknowledging our feeling and thinking of our mental health. Acknowledge your feeling. Take care of yourself. I know we all have responsibilities. We have family, but you need to be wholesome to take care of your children. You need to be physically, mentally, spiritually wholesome to take care of your home, to take care of your people back home. There is nobody, even your family, God forbid if you drop dead, they will still survive. But God will make a way that they will still survive. You are not Jesus. Nobody is Jesus Christ. Nobody came to die for somebody. We all want the best for our families. We all want the best for ourselves. But to achieve that best, we have to be wholesome. You have to look at your mental state. You have to look at your spiritual state. You have to acknowledge your feeling. If you're feeling tired, if you're feeling exhausted, take time to rest. Take time to have vacation. Take time to spend with the people you love, the things that matters in life. Money is not everything. Sometimes we go after money, and we forget to take care of our own self. Sometimes you're so carried up by your wifely duty, your momly duty, and you forget to take care of your own self. You forget that you cannot, an empty cup cannot pour out to another person. You need to be wholesome. You need to be in a good mental state for you to be able to raise your kids properly. And being someone that works in the human field, we forget to understand that kids feed on our emotions. Our children feed on our emotion. Our home will radiate the energy that we carry, especially as women. If the mom wakes up and she's not happy, she's cranky, she's grumpy, if you look critically, your kids will go to school with that same energy, being cranky, being they're not joyful, and they'll start acting up in school. Before you know it, the teachers will call you, oh, this child is misbehaving in school. It's because they have carried that energy from home. So as a mom, you need to take care of your mental state. You need to be wholesome. If you're tired, it's okay to tell your kids, oh, mom is tired. Can mom take a nap? Hi, everyone logging in. We're talking about just taking time to pause, think of your mental state, and think of yourself as a human being. Be wholesome. And I was saying that this week I lost a co-worker who just stayed. Hi, Jessica Connor. Hi, sis. Hi. I lost a co-worker who just stayed in her home because she was alone, and before they went there, she passed away. And this was somebody who posted on social media. I'm talking about how sometimes we look all put together. We have our makeups on fleek, we have our dress on fleek, but we are not conscious of our mental state. We are not conscious of how we feel as human beings. Let's take time to take care of ourselves. Take those vacation breaks at work. Take time for massage therapy. You have them at work. Enjoy those benefits. Take care of yourself. It's very important. It's very important. You can, as a mom, you cannot pour yourself out to your children or to your husband and be your best self if you yourself are not wholesome. You're not in a good mental state. You're not in a good state. It's okay to tell your husband, babe, please, this is how I feel. Can I just have some break? Can I have a me time? Can I leave the kids with you and go out for a date with my friends? Let me just go get some girl chats. Let me go connect with other moms and just refresh my mind. Sometimes get out of that space. Get out of that space that you are always in. Do something different. Go for counseling. Go for therapy. When they talk about vacation, sometimes people feel like vacation is only traveling abroad or going to Mexico or going to one country. You can vacate in your own city. Check the nice places, nice restaurant in your city and take a vacation. Sometimes as couples, look for an Airbnb or a cheap hotel. Go for a weekend with your husband or your wife. Let's do those things. Express how you feel. Talk about it with your partner. This life, there's no duplicate to this life. God wants us to live a wholesome life. So whatever you can do to have a wholesome life, let's do it as human beings. Let's do it as human beings. Let's stop hiding our emotions, and then we'll get to one place, we crash. Our mental health is very important. Take care of your mental health. Take care of yourself. I always say it. you need to be wholesome. You need to be in a good state of mind. You need to be in a good place, mentally, physically, spiritually, for you to be able to help even those back home, for you to be able to help your children, for you to be able to put in the best in your business, in your career, in your studies. Breaks are very important. Let's take breaks. Take breaks. If you're a mom, ask me time. Get away from your kids. They will sometimes. I feel like even as mom, we get so clingy. We want to cling to our children. We always want to be there. We always want to be there. It's very important, yes. But sometimes for your own health, let them be with your husband. Take a weekend. Go somewhere. Take yourself out for a date. Just take care of yourself. Go for a massage. Go for pedicure, manicure, whatever you can do to just have a self-care time for yourself is very important. It's very important. Those who are watching, leave in the comment section if you're a mom, if you're a single person, what do you do for self-care? What are some of the things you do for your mental health, for your wellness? Just leave in the comments so that people can know, and so people can also realize that actually what we are talking about is important. People are out there doing it. What are some of the things you do for your mental health? What are some of the things you do when you're tired, when you just want to refresh yourself, so that you can be more productive, so that you can be more wholesome, so that you can be your best self? Leave in the comment. Let's know what are some of the things you do. I'm gonna go first. When I get tired, when I feel like I'm exhausted, I'm a go person. I'm doing this live. I just came up from work and I'm here doing this live and I'm doing my hair. That's just to show you how much I like multitasking. I like just go. But it gets to a point where when you start feeling that feeling of tiredness or heaviness, you put a pause. You set your mind. How you think about it. I think about my feeling. How am I feeling? What do I need? Maybe I'm tired of a routine life of just work, church, home, work, church, home. I take a break. I take a vacation. I sometimes the vacation is not even traveling somewhere. It's just staying in my house. I like shooting content, maybe staying in my house, creating content, or watching others, or watching content, or just watching others, what they do, just relaxing. Sometimes I go for massage. And it's so funny because most of us abroad, we have all this all these benefits in our employment. But I was like that. For my first couple of years abroad, I did not use any of my benefits. And this is money that they're creating from your pay. At the end of the year, if you don't use them, you lose them. Those things are put in place because they want you to be able to get some level of self-care. Go for dental. Go carve your eyebrow. Go for facial. Go clean your face. Whatever you can do. I know some people say, oh, I used to do that when I was single, but then I'm a mom. I need time. Yes, we all need time for self-care. You have to be intentional and take out time for self-care. I always say that there's no vacuum in this life. If you don't make out time, something else will fit itself in that time. There's always something to consume your time. So as a mom, as a person, just as a human being, let us know, what do you do for self-care? What do you do when you feel exhausted, when you feel like you are tired, when you feel like you just feel this heaviness on you? What do you do just to refresh yourself? What do you do? Me, I travel. Sometimes I travel. Like this morning when I came up from work, I already booked a ticket. I'm traveling. Yeah, it's December. So what do you do for your own mental health? Let's comment. Share your ideas. Maybe somebody is going to learn from it. Please leave in the comment section. What are some of the things you do to really, like a mental check? What are some of the things you do to be intentional about yourself, about taking care of yourself first as a person? First as a person. It's just a cup that contains something that you can pour out to somebody. If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't check yourself, be wholesome, be happy, be in a good mental state, you won't be able to give your children the best. You won't be able to give your family your marriage the best. You won't be able to give your career the best. So leave it in the comment section. What are some of the things that you do as self-care? What are some of the things? How do you manage your mental health? How do you check where you are at mentally? How do you pause to acknowledge your feelings? What do you do? What do you do? I want to hear in the comment section. Yeah, and another thing that we can do is have a circle of friends where we can talk to, that can pray with us, that can love on us, that can just be there to listen, who are not friends of benefit, but they are friends indeed. Even if it's one or two, that can hold on to you like, I get you, I see you, I see where you are at, I see your struggle, but I'm here for you. They can allow you pour out your heart without being judgmental. Do you have those circle of friends? I know we live in a world where nowadays nobody trusts anybody. We are just so afraid of our own, like we are afraid of humans. So it's good for your mental health. Have a circle of friends. I'm not saying have a community or a very big group of people. Have a few friends that you can pour your heart out to. You know they are friends in that can hold you up in prayer. Yeah, because sometimes we need those people. Nobody's an island. Sometimes we need those people who can really pray for us, who can just be there to listen, who can feel you and be there to encourage you. Not the ones who go out gossiping everything you told them, or who are hypocrites, who laugh at you or judge you. So let us know. If you're watching, please comment where you're watching from. How is your morning or your afternoon or your evening? I just made this live so that we can come and chat and just uphold each other and just be there like sisters. And I was talking about mental health and the change of season and how we should just love on each other, check on each other as families, as friends, because it's important. You never know what people are going out there. Forget all these designer clothes, designer bags that people are wearing, all this makeup on flicks. There are a lot of people who are struggling, even those around us. Sometimes it could be even your husband. And I was talking about the fact that, especially us Africans, we have been taught that, oh, men don't cry. Oh, man up, you're a man. Don't do this because you're a man. And I always say that they also have flesh. They are men, but they have emotions, they have feelings, they have things that is going through within them. Men have a lot of battles that they are fighting within them. And as women, let's make it a safe place so that your husband can express themselves. He can cry if he has to. He is human, for God's sake. Like this one thing I don't like when it comes to African upbringing. Oh, men are not supposed to cry. You are a man, man up. And I feel like I was reading one documentary and they were saying that that's why there's more widows than widowers. Because most men, because of the internal battles they go through, it cuts their lifespan short. It cuts your lifespan short. We women are more vocal. We talk a lot, but men are not really vocal. So when they are going through things, they can't even express themselves and they accumulate all this stress, all the things they are going through, and you start hearing high blood pressure, oh, heart attack, diabetes, like all kind of diagnoses. The Bible says that a joyful heart is good like medicine. We need to create that safe space for our men, our boy children to be able to express themselves. Most often, when a girl child falls down and she's crying, parents are quick to go pick up the child and pamper the child. Oh, don't cry. But when the boy falls, they'll be like, oh, you're a man, you're strong, man up. Boys don't cry. Like, come on, come on, come on now. So yeah, you guys let us know where you're watching from, where you're joining the live from. Yeah, give your contribution on this mental health. How do you take care of your mental health? What are some of the things you do for self-care? What are some of the things you encourage your own children? I feel like it's something that should be encouraged even from infancy. Let your children be able to have time for themselves. Acknowledge your feeling. I know some parents, I know people who tell your children, oh, you're complaining, you're talking about this. What about those children in Africa? But what about those children in Ethiopia who don't have food? I work for you, I buy you iPads, I buy you this, you are here complaining. Sometimes it's not those material things that matter. Sometimes the children just need your attention. They want you to be there, to be present. Human, all these gadgets, all these things we buy, money will never take the place of human presence. Money will never take the place of a human presence. Have you ever sat down and wondered, like, why is that you hear about cases where men or women who have money, they have good careers, they cheat on their husbands or they cheat on their wives? Have you ever taken time to just examine the reason why? It's not like they are going to cheat because they're looking for money. Sometimes it's the attention they're looking for. Sometimes maybe the husband has money and he just comes home, he drops a bag of money or he puts money in your account and then he packs his suitcase, he leaves. Money cannot replace your presence as a man or as a woman in your home. And you wonder why. You say, oh, this man drives a fancy car, the wife is very hardworking, the man is very hardworking. I wonder why the wife is cheating. It's not about the money. It's about you being there, you being present. You have a listening ear or be there to listen to your wife or your husband. Even in the book of Genesis, some people claim that, oh, because Adam was busy tendering the garden, and that's why the serpent came to Eve, because she was idle. To some level, there's some level of truth, because women, I feel like, especially in North America or in Europe, everybody is working. The man is working, the woman is working. So you not say women abroad need money. No, most women abroad need attention, just like children too. But most Black homes are struggling. Our kids are on the street on drugs because most parents have left their children and we are pursuing dollars. We are pursuing dollars. At the end of the day, the funny part is, at the end of the day, even the dollar will not be able to restore your child the morals that the child lacks, because you as a parent, you were not present. You were picking morning, afternoon, night shift. You were never home. You bought them laptop, you bought them gadgets, you bought them iPhones, and you gave it to them. And the gadgets became your babysitters. And then you wonder how your kids became addicted to pornography. They are addicted to drugs. They have friends, or they are addicted to online pornography or online sex. It's because they have been exposed to these things. And there was nobody out there to regulate. There was nobody out there for them to talk to. Even those who go to school, they hear their peers in school talking about these things. But when they come back home, as a mom, as a dad, we are not there to be able to, like, okay, have a listening ear. Maybe your child went to school, heard about something, and they want to come back home to, like, oh, mom, this my friend said this. And most often, maybe the things your friend said is something which exists, but the manner in which you say it, or the idea behind it is not right. As a parent, you want to be able to teach. You are the first teacher before the school, before the society. And if we are not there, then the society will teach our children your standard. And then the money, the dollar you're running up, the dollar or the pounds you're running after, you won't even be able to use that money to restore that moral. Money cannot buy the moral. Like, it's a sad truth that most Black families are facing. Like, talking about this thing, I'm the one person, I don't really get involved in political issues, but the last week we have seen the first daughter, the daughter of the president of Cameroon. That's my country. For a couple of months, she's been so vocal on her social media platform, saying a lot of things, only her parents, and just coming out, you see her smoking shisha, like, just acting up. And then her parents are trying to confine her now, are trying to look for a solution, take her to a mental home. But the simple truth is, what is the child saying? She's saying her parents were never there for her. Does she lack money? No. She went to one of the best schools in America, lived in Beverly Hills. We have seen videos where she talks about her paying 400 and something for a cab to take her to school. Just one way to school, which means she has the money, she has the luxury, she has a life that a lot of millions of Cameroonians envy. But there is an emptiness inside her. There is a longing within her that money cannot fill. She wears designers, she has drivers, she has everything she wants at her disposal. I even heard supposedly that she was put in a continental hotel in Sweden for a long time. Who don't want to live that kind of luxurious life where you live in a hotel where you're being served, your room is being cleaned, you're not bothered? But there was something lacking. The love, the attention. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Josie Connor says it's not easy. My sister, it's not easy. It's not easy, but I feel like it's something that we should sit and pause and think about. Sometimes I'm not saying people should not work. I'm not saying that, but I feel like we should be able to have a healthy balance as parents, as people abroad, even as a single person. Have a healthy balance. Take care of yourself. I know when most of us travel abroad, our family look at us as if we are Jesus Christ. We have traveled to save the whole family, but you cannot save everybody. We cannot save everybody. That's a simple truth. Do what you can do and leave the rest for God. Because as I said before, if you are not there tomorrow, those people will still survive. The plan and the purpose that God has for your life, you might be just a fraction of it. You might have to do a little contribution, but you are not God. In your absence, God will still raise people to take your family members to the place where God has ordained them to be. The Bible says, before we were formed in our mother's home, God knew us and He had ordained us. There was an ordained destiny for everybody. You might be just a destiny helper, but your destiny is not in your hands. So don't kill yourself for anybody. Take time to take care of yourself. The more wholesome you are, the more happy you are, the more mentally stable you are, the more you can do your part as a good sister, a good brother, a good wife, a good husband to your family. So once in a while, let's pause to take up our mental health. Let's pause to look at the things that are very important to us. Hi, sweet finger dish. Hi, says. Hi, welcome to the live. And we're just talking about mental health, and I was just asking what are some of the things that people do to be able to take care of their mental health, because a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are struggling, especially in North America. There is no much family support. Sometimes as singles, as parents, we just keep going. We don't take time to really pause and acknowledge our emotions, acknowledge where we are mentally, acknowledge where we are struggling, talk about it, seek for help. And I was saying that I lost one of my co-workers last week. She was after the Remembrance Day. She didn't show up to work, and it's not usual of her. And when they went to her apartment to go check, this lady she passed on in her apartment. She had nobody. She was living by herself. And I was talking about all this, sometimes all this feminism. I'm not saying that was her case, but I'm just looking at it like sometimes people ignorantly carry this feminism thing. Oh, I don't need a man, I don't want to marry, I don't need a family. But there are moments where you will need those supports. There are moments where we have seen cases where a lot of American celebrities are crying, saying, "Oh, I have money, I have mansion, but I just wish I could come home to a child running and say, oh, mom, welcome. I just wish I could come home to somebody to welcome me." We are seeing them committing suicide every day, overdosing themselves, just because there's that emptiness within them. And we're talking about the fact that we need, as people, to sometimes pause. As a mom, I know it can be very, very overwhelming. You have your kids to take care of, you have your home, you have your husband, you have a career. But do you take time to pause, acknowledge your own feeling, talk about it, talk to your husband, talk to the very close friends you have, go for counseling, go for therapy, go for massage, do what you can do to be able to keep yourself or your mental health in a good place. because you need to be wholesome. You need to be in a good place as a mom, as a wife, to be able to pour out, to be able to give your best self out there, be it to your children, be it to your husband, your career. You owe that to yourself. You owe it to yourself. And we're talking about how even as moms, the energy we carry, we transmit them to our children. And I was giving an example that sometimes as a mom, have you ever noticed that when you wake up someday and you're very cranky and you're not happy, your children go to school unhappy, and in school they start acting up. Then before you know it, the school is calling you, telling you, oh, your child hit somebody, or your child is like they're acting up in school because they carry the energy. They sense that mom wasn't happy. The sense that they sense the energy around the house wasn't, it wasn't a good energy. They were not in a good place. Children feed from emotion, especially the mom's emotions. A lot of children, they feed from your mom's emotions. That's why sometimes when a good child, a child that is always happy, always bubbling, always playful in school, when they start slowing down, when they start acting up, the first thing that the child and family services want to check is what is happening in that home. They will not check the child mental health first. They will check what is happening in the home where the child comes from. That's when they start calling the parents. They'll start asking questions. Because our environment is a reflection of who we are, even to our children. The children will reflect the environment. If you wake up happy, you're joyful, you are playful, they will leave home with that joyful energy, and that's how they radiate that same energy to the world. And that's why I always say, as mom, as parents, let's take time to just check on our mental health. Let's take time to do some of the things we love to do. Go out for self-dates. If you're single, take yourself out for a date. Travel. Use those benefits at work. Use those benefits. And I was talking about my first couple of years working in Canada. I didn't use my benefits. And it's your money that they are cutting for you to be able to have those benefits. So if you don't have those benefits, at the end of the year, you lose it. You have dental, you're not going for dental. You have massage, you're not going for massage. You have vacation, you're not taking vacation anywhere. And you're losing those benefits. Those things are put in place to help you cope with your mental state, to help you just breathe and be wholesome. I used to also have that mentality that, oh, vacation means traveling somewhere outside the world, or traveling to Mexico or one fancy place. No, there are a lot of places, even in your own city, in your village, even if you're in a village, in your village, which are nice places for vacation. They are nice touristic sites. They are nice sites to just leave your normal environment and just go relax in those places, even if it's for a day or two. When you come back refreshed. You come back wholesome, and then you can give in. You can put in more of yourself in whatever you're doing. Please, if you're watching, leave in the comment section, how do you cope with your mental health? What are some of the things that you do to really live a balanced life? To have a balanced life as a mom, as a career person, as a husband. How do you do? Like, how do you pause to have a check on your mental health and just make sure that you're in a good place as a person? What do you do? No, I always say nobody just wakes up and be depressed. Nobody, you don't just wake up. Depression is accumulated emotions, negative emotions. If you accumulate them over time, before you know it, you're depressed. And some people, they get so deep into depression that it takes a lot to pull them out of that place. It's something you don't want to get to that state. So while you are feeling that feeling of heaviness, that feeling of tiredness, that feeling of insufficiency, whatever you're feeling, how do you cope so that you don't land yourself into a mental depression, or you don't land yourself in a very bad state? It's a chat. That's why I said you guys should come in, let's chat. Leave in the comment section what are some of the things that you do to be able to just manage, or to be able to have a wholesome life and be there for your children, for your husband, for your wife, for your career wholesomely. Let's give suggestions so that some people can learn. Maybe there's some things that people did not know that it was therapeutic that you can mention in the chat, which will also help them in your journey to just be wholesome and better people. Leave it in the chat. Let me know, what do you do? How do you take time off? What are some of the things you do for self-care? I want to hear. What are some of the things that you do for self-care? Let us know. Let's chat. And what are your thoughts when it comes to this notion that, oh, men don't cry, men are not supposed to show emotion? Yeah, because I feel like our mindset about it is gonna help, or is gonna determine how we raise our children, our boy children. What do you think? Do you still believe in the old African ideology that men are not supposed to cry, men are supposed to man up, men are not supposed to show emotions? What are your take? Let me know. I want to know in the comment section. Let me know, what are some of the things you do for self-care? What does your self-care day looks like? What are some of the things, even as couples, that you do with your partner for self-care outside your children? I know sometimes it's hard for parents to leave your children because we are so clinchy, we are so attached to them. But sometimes it's okay. I remember working with a family, I think it was 2 years ago, and this mom had a newborn baby, and this baby used to cry. The baby would cry so hard that the mom would start crying. That was how bad it was. And at one point, the mom took the baby to the doctor to go complain. I think she was a first time mom. So the mom took the baby to the doctor to go complain because this baby was crying. The mom did everything, changed the baby, fed the baby, did all she could, but the baby will not stop. The husband tried, the baby will not stop. The mom took the child to the hospital to complain to the doctor. Has anyone ever had that kind of situation, especially for first-time moms? Like your heart cannot even stand seeing your baby crying profusely for a long time. When this lady went to the doctor looked at her, told her that it's okay for the kids to cry. It's okay. That as long as the child is fed, the child is not wet, the child is okay. Sometimes as a mom, leave the child in a safe place where the dad can see the child, or where you can see the child, and just walk away. I know they'll be crying, just walk away. I know, right? Our star says, my dear, I was not feeling well because nowadays all I always do is YouTube. So this afternoon I just slept about 5 hours and I feel okay now. That's it. That's what we're talking about. Our star Josie Kitchen. That's Josie's corner. That's it. Sometimes just pause. Because trust me, the world will not pause because of you. You have to pause and just take that pause. When you wake up, there is still life in front of you to still run. It's not like anything is running. She talked about her own was YouTube. Yours could be your career. Yours could be your home. Sister Josie, you woke up, there's still YouTube. YouTube has not gone anywhere. But imagine if you didn't take that time to rest. You have a mental breakdown. YouTube will still be there, but you will be the one struggling mentally. That's what we're talking about. Even in your job, some people be like, oh, if I take time, I'll lose my job. You won't lose your job. You won't lose your job. Take time for yourself, because if you fall sick, God forbid, something happens to you, the next day they are putting the advert for your position up. They're replacing you at work without even blinking an eye. All they will do is write a condolence message. Oh, we are sorry, this person passed. Oh, we are sorry. The next day they're looking for somebody to cover your position. The next day. It's very important. It's very important. Even for men, women, I've seen women, they have carried, I'm not saying we should not carry our marriage on our heads. But like I said, you need to be wholesome. You need to be in a good space to be able to give in your best. If you don't take time to rest, you don't take time for yourself, something happens to you. At your funeral, your husband is looking for a second wife, somebody to replace. Some people at your funeral, your wife there's one man who is eyeing your wife to replace you as a man. all because of what? Negligence. So let's take time to really rest. Like, honestly, let's do. It's very important. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You need to be wholesome. You need to be energized. You need to be in a good space to be able to give in your best. Nothing in this world, I always say, is worth giving up yourself for. Because come when comes on, those things will still be there. The career, you will still be there. Your children will still be there. When you take that break and come back, they will still be there. They will not die. Your husband will still be there. When you take that break, that self-care time, and you come back, they will still be there. So I was talking about this lady that the child was crying so profusely. So when she went to the doctor checked it. The doctor said nothing is wrong with the child. And the doctor advised her that it's okay as a new time mom. We understand. But it's okay for you to leave the child. As long as the child is within the area where you can see the child, as long as there's no anything around the area where it can be of harm to the child. Take a walk. Go drink water. Go take a shower. Just breathe. Let the child cry. When I first heard that in my mind, I'm like, this is a very hard advice, but it's a simple truth. After you have done all, even the Bible says, after you have done all, make sure you stand. After you have done all, if you have changed the child, you have fed the child is still crying, just leave the child there. Take a walk to the window. Take a walk to the kitchen. Take a glass of water, drink. Go get a shower. Most women go through post-traumatic depression because of things like this. Ask for help. Oh, this one I cannot even overemphasize. We women, we are very clingy to our children. But marriage is partnership. When you give birth, allow your husband to help. Allow him to be able to put the diaper on the child. Even if he didn't put it correctly, let him be hands-on. Let's not always want to do everything and then you criticize everything he is doing. That's why you guys are partners in this marriage, in the relationship. Because that's what causes burnout. And you feel like, oh, he's not helping enough. You feel like, oh, we have this perfectionist mindset as mothers, especially young mothers. We want everything to be perfect. Allow your husband. Allow him do what he can do. Let him make the mistakes. Because by so doing, you're also having time for yourself to be able to take care of yourself. Some moms cannot even go out. They have given birth for the first 3 months. They won't even leave your baby for 1 minute. For God's sake, it is your husband's child too. He cares about, he might not be as perfect, he might not have the motherly instinct, but trust me, he cares about that child as much as you care about the child. The things you know he cannot do, maybe pump breast milk, save it for him, or show him how to do it. Take a time off, go to the salon, do your nails, do your hair. The fact that you gave birth doesn't mean you're mad. Don't just look like don't look like me here. Don't look like one woman who is practicing how to be mad. Take time for yourself. Sister Afisa says some of these men have a typical African. That's where communication comes in. Sister, I see you, I hear you, but let's communicate. Talk about your feeling. Put him down, say, oh, babe, this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling exhausted. I need time for myself. Can you have the baby? I want to take time for self-care. Talk about your feelings. Tell him how you are feeling. I feel like sometimes we African women too, we have an issue. We soak it all in. We enable the men. Talk about it. Put him down. Like, babe, I get it, but this is where I am at mentally. I need time. I need some time for self-care. Because I don't get it. I honestly, it's really an issue with some African men. But I don't get it. If as a man, you are not the first support system to your wife. So, especially when she gives birth, like I don't get it. We're not saying that the man has to have the child for a week. We're just saying, oh, you as a woman, express your emotions, see how you're feeling. Tell him, please, this is how I really will need your support. I need you to be in this area more so that I can take time for my self-care. I can take time to go out and just take care of myself. Maybe go out with friends for a cocktail. Let me go out with
maybe if you're a first-time mom, maybe you have in church, you have some people who have already walked this motherhood journey. Just go out with them and have a chat. Talk to them about your struggle. Oh, I'm struggling in this area, so they can be able to talk to you and help you. I know about this African mentality. I remember when I was back in Cameroon, there was a woman. This is so funny. There was a woman who gave birth. So she was home for the first week or the first month she gave birth. You know, in Africa, we don't really respect all this. Don't give a child water until the child is 6 months or things like that. So the husband kept going out. So the wife kept telling the husband, please, when you're coming, buy bottled water for the child so that we can give the child water. Then each time the man goes out, he'll forget, he'll come back. Each time the man goes out, after a week, the woman deliberately left the house with the man and the child, and she went out. This woman didn't go out for 1 hour. She went out for like 4 hours. This baby began crying. The man almost lost his mind. He carried the child, he tossed around, he turned the community. We started feeling sorry for him. But the woman was just trying to teach him a lesson. Like when you as a husband, if your wife is asking for help, be there. Don't it's important. Don't neglect it. So the woman gave the man a bitter pill of the medication that she has been going through. She left. She went to town. They used to live in a small village where I went for my university. This woman left the village. She went to town. She bought the water, did her nails, spent some time, visited some people. The baby was there crying. Her phone was switched off. But there was milk. The baby had diapers. The baby had anything. The father was home. She was like, we had this child together. It's your turn. Is that something you advise somebody to do? No. I won't do it. I won't advise somebody to do. But sometimes, just like our sister said, sometimes these men push their women to do things like this just for them to be able to feel what the women feel when they give birth. From that day, the man was the one coming. How can I help? Oh, can I have the baby so he can go shower? Like he was the one volunteering to help the wife because he tasted a sneak piece of what the wife goes through with a newborn baby. Let's have these conversations. Let's have these conversations. And if we have to change that narrative, let's even start in the manner in which we raise our children. Let's have these conversations. Thank you. It's very depressing. It is. I give applause to housewives. Like, I give them kudo. Anybody who is a full-time housewife there, like, may God bless you. It is not it is not bread and butter. It's not a walk in the park. Especially if you have children. By the time you finish arranging, and by the time you turn to the kitchen to cook, by the time you come back, everywhere is scattered, and you have to. It's a 24/7 job that you have to do as a mom. It's not like the corporate job where you go for 8 hours, you go for 10 hours, you are done, you sign off, and you leave. Whatever happens after is not your business. But full-time mom, wow. Even in like you don't even sleep. I feel like most moms, they are half awake because any clinch, any crying, anything happening in your kids' room, they want to be sensitive. Please let us African women, let's talk to our men. Talk to your husband. Have those deep conversations, those convicting ones, not the nagging, not the kind of you're like. Don't get to the place where you are so frustrated, you are so depressed, you become a bitter soul, and you're speaking out of the place of bitterness. No, there's what the Bible says. Correct. You're correcting in love. Put him down, baby. Let's have a conversation. Have a decent heart-to-heart conversation. I'm like, this is where I am at. I really, really need your support. I know a couple of months ago, I watched a Nigerian couples. What was this guy's name? I've forgotten your name. They are young couples who just had a child, and the man was insisting that the wife breastfeeds the child for a year or something. What was this couple's name? And he went viral on social media, and people were talking about the fact that the man wasn't understanding and the wife was going through a lot. And those are some of the things we're talking about. You realize that when she sat down with the husband to have that, the man had his own mentality. The man had his own idea of what motherhood and breastfeeding is, but the wife was the one feeling the reality of a sore nipple, of struggling to pump breast milk, of being there 24/7. She literally had to sit, and it was, as much as it's a sad reality, but I'm happy that they did it on a live show. They did it on YouTube. They did it so that other men can learn. Sometimes men have this fantasy about motherhood, about breastfeeding, about how it should go. Oh, my mom breastfed all of us for 2 years. My wife has to do the same. You don't understand that your mom's body and your wife's body are not the same thing. How your mom felt when she was giving birth and the support she had when she was giving birth is not the same thing your wife is getting, especially if you live abroad or you live somewhere where you don't have family. But these are conversations that have to be like, women, let's talk. So our sister said, not easy, working full-time and doing full-time mommy job and YouTube. God is in control. Truly, it is not. Like when I see people like Sister Sweet Finger Dish, like I give you guys, like, I'm like, some of us who come for less, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it. I really admire and appreciate moms who are multitasking, who are crushing those goals. But I'm just encouraging us as people, as human beings, be you a man or a woman, as you are crushing those goals, as you're doing those things, please take time to reflect on your emotions, your mental health, how you feel. Seek for help. Talk about these things with your husband. Talk about it. I know sometimes as women, we have this issue, we have issues, we can talk about everything, but when it comes to help, we feel like men should naturally just know that we need help. Sometimes these men don't think like that. Sometimes you literally have to call them out, babe, please, I need help. You literally have to be vocal, use your word, communicate what you need. Even with God, who is sovereign, who knows everything, he still wants us to pray and ask for the things we need. The same thing, do it with your children, with your husband, whoever is around you. When you need that help, don't die in depression, don't die in frustration, don't die in talking about this. I'm going to say another story. I remember I was one of my somebody close to me was talking about the father when she got married and she had your first child. This still, so she her husband is a pastor. So this all the man knew was like, oh, as long as there's food in the house, he gave money to the wife, he bought grocery. His work was just to read the Bible, make his note, go preach. That was all that he thought was his assignment. It got to a point where the wife became frustrated. He was always on the phone with people, counseling people, helping people, but he wasn't helping his wife. The wife became frustrated. One day, the man was there reading his Bible, the wife was cooking. This woman just began hitting the pot and the plate. She just like in the frustration, she was like, can't this man just come to the kitchen and help me? And she was backing the child on her back and was cooking. So in her mind, she was like, can't this man just come and take this child? He can still hold this child while making this call, while I'm cooking. And she just began hitting the pot and the plates and was just throwing things at the front. The husband came like, oh, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm okay. When he went and sat back down, she continued doing it. It was afterward that they went for counseling. When the thing had accumulated, they went for counseling. That she started talking about all these things. But this is something she would have told the husband. She would have asked for help. Have this conversation before it got to a point where it became an issue and a fight in your home. Sometimes these people are not magicians. Even with your friends, your mutual friends, your family, when you need something, ask. The Bible says, ask and it shall be given unto you. Even with human beings, let's learn to ask. I know some of us, we are so dependent. We have this strong personality, this who runs the world, girls do, this mentality that we are not comfortable asking for help. But it's important. Let's ask for help. Nobody's an island. Nobody's an island. That's why when God created Adam, he said it's not good for a man to be alone. The loneliness is not just in marriage, but some people are married, they have people around them, they have family around them, they still feel lonely. They have money, they still feel lonely. So ask for help. If you're struggling, talk about it. Build a circle of friends or family that you can pour out your heart to. They can listen to you, they can pray with you, they can encourage you. What kind of friends are you keeping? If you look at the book of Exodus, even the Bible talks about it, that when the Israelites went to war and Moses lifted up his hands, the Israelites were winning. And when Moses got tired, this was somebody sent by God to liberate the Israelites, to win battles and possess the land of Canaan. God had already promised it, but Moses got tired, which means as human, it doesn't matter the anointing on your head. It doesn't matter the title you carry. We all get tired at one point. And the Bible says there was Aaron and that were lifting Moses' hands up. And as long as Moses' hands remained up, the Israelites were winning. But when Moses' hand came down, the Amalekites were winning. Which means in life, we need to always carry our hands up when we get tired, because we'll get tired. We'll get tired. It's reality. Nobody is superhuman being. It was only Jesus Christ who was a superhuman. All of us are human. As long as we live in the flesh, we'll get tired. We need people. We need to surround ourselves with people who can be able to lift us up, who can be able to help lift our hands up so that we can win the mental battles, the physical battles, the emotional battles we have. It's not easy. It is not. It is not. And the next thing I'm going to be talking about is enablement. So this morning I was talking to somebody, and the person was talking about how their elder sister back home in Africa, she would just wake up and call him and say, oh, my daughter is sick, my daughter is sick, or your niece or your nephew is sick. They have eye issue. They need to go to the hospital. And they are saying it because the person is abroad, because they want the person to send money. And the person was like, I don't have money. I just stayed quiet. So I told the person, I'm like, you staying quiet doesn't help the matter. The child might be actually sick, but that child has a mom and a dad. What are the parents doing before they are calling you for help? Sometimes we abroad, we are the ones who enable our families back home for them to be handicapped. I remember one of my pastors, she asked a question. She said, if your car gets stuck in the snow and you're pushing your car, and then two of your friends are passing by, you ask your friends, please, I need help. I need a hand to push my car out this snow. Will you just leave, go forward your hand and allow your friends to push your car? They will not, they will leave and go. You have to be there pushing the car for them to help you push the car. Sometimes we abroad, we have to allow our family members push through their struggle before we come in to help them push. Sometimes we enable them by wanting to carry everybody's load. You cannot carry everybody's load. Even when you have, sometimes when you have to hold back just to let them be able to be responsible, to let them be able to be pushful, so they don't live your life code depending on you or have a sense of entitlement. Once you make them realize that you owe your life to them, then you give them that sense of entitlement. Nobody wants to work. You hear, oh, my elder sister is abroad. Oh, my auntie is abroad. They don't want to work. They don't want to do anything because you are abroad. But you are abroad. You have your own struggles. You have things going on in your life. So let's take time to look at sometimes we are the one enabling those in Africa to be so codependent on us, to have this sense of entitlement, and you're here killing yourself. Like I said before, nobody is superhuman. You cannot kill yourself for people. Sometimes allow them go through your struggles. Struggles are what mold everyone up. Not because you don't want to help, but because you want to give them a sense of responsibility. Because you want to mold them to be better people. What if you're not there tomorrow? And that's why you see some people, somebody when you're single, and then you're shouldering your whole family's responsibility as a man or as a woman. When you get married, and then you start having your own responsibility, and then you hi George, And then you start having your own responsibility. Then you hear your family saying that, oh, because he got married or because she got married, now she doesn't take care of us. Is that woman that he's married to that is making our brother or that's making our sister not to take care of them? It's because you have taught them to be so cold dependent on you, and you have given them a sense of entitlement. And that really plays on our mental health as human beings, because when you are burnt and you are shouldering so much responsibility, you burn out, you feel angry, you feel like God is punishing you with all these family troubles, but you are the ones picking them up for yourself. Choose your battles. Choose your battles, your state of mind, your wholesomeness. Your well-being as a person is very important first before you can pour out or before you can help somebody. Before you can help somebody, I'm not saying don't help, but let them have that sense of responsibility. Let them be doing something before you come in to help. If somebody wants to start a business and they come to you, they say, oh, sister, I want to start a business. I need maybe 1 million CFA. That's Cameroon money to start a business. Ask them, how much do you have? If they say they have nothing, they are not serious. Not at all. But if you see somebody wants to start a business, they have a business idea, they've already done a plan, they have gone along, maybe they have rented a space, or they have something going, and they tell you, oh, my business, I need 1 million CFA. I already have like 600,000 capital, and I just need somebody to help me with 400,000. That you can step in because you know the person has the zeal. They have put in the work. At least they have something in your hand for you to add on to. But if they come to you and you just give them 1 million, it's a matter of time. They will squander that money because they never worked hard for the money. And the next day they'll come back to you asking, oh, you know, that business, it didn't really work well. My children were sick and I used the money for the hospital bill. I used the money to pay my children's school fees. Now the capital has fallen. Please, I need more. Like, do you get what I'm coming from? Before somebody come, me, I always say, before, even those who want to travel abroad, I know most often when we talk about travel abroad, I tell people back home that, oh, you can come to Canada, through study, you try to educate them and even send them like the government link. They all need to look for their admission for you. I'm not doing it. You're not serious. At least let somebody look for their own admission. Tell you, oh, I got admission here. Maybe I'm trying to pay the first installment fees. This is how much I have been able to raise. Can you help me? Oh, I paid my fees. I got my visa. Please, can you help me complete my flight money? At least that person did the job. They were diligent in accomplishing their own goal. They are hardworking. They just need support. Let's stop enabling people. Stop making them feel like they're handicapped. Stop making them feel like you are in a land where you walk around and pick money. Sometimes we are the ones that give them that mentality. Our sister Fish says some of these people back home are very lazy and feel that, yes, they are entitled to enjoy their siblings, family abroad well. It's so true. They have so much sense of entitlement. But we be able to draw healthy boundaries. Be able to draw healthy boundaries. Hi, Sasha. Be able to draw healthy boundaries. Because that's one thing that most Black people abroad are killing themselves for your families. You're killing. I'm not saying don't work for your family. I'm not saying maybe God has helped you. God has put you in a position where you have more. He's blessing you for you to be a blessing. But be diligent. Where are you channeling those blessings? Even the Bible talks about the parable of the talents. The Bible says the person that was given 1 talent, because he refused to sow his own talent, because he refused to cultivate his own talent, the master took the talent from him. So if you have those relatives, those family members, you say, what's your passion? Oh, Sasha Bonnie, say, my passion is talking about things, especially Christian focus and creating Christian content, and just talking about things that pertains to life. And today we're talking about mental health, self-care, and I'm talking about that sometimes those abroad, we kind of burden ourselves with a lot of family responsibility that causes a lot of stress on our mental health. It causes a lot of stress on us. It's not because we actually have those family responsibilities, it's because we have not drawn healthy boundaries, and we have not set people, those back home, in your position. Be able to draw healthy boundaries. If somebody is coming to you for help, I'm not saying don't help, but what are they doing? And I was talking about the parable of the talents in the Bible. The Bible says when the master gave talents to his servants, those who sow, when the master came back, those who invested their talents, they told the master that, oh, this is I invested it has multiplied. This person was bringing your talents, what the master gave them, and was showing the master how they have multiplied it. But there was this one servant who went and buried his own talent. He refused to work on it. He refused to invest in what the Bible says, that the master took this talent from him and gave it to somebody who was diligent. It's the same thing with our family back home. That one person, or those people who are not diligent, who don't want to work, who don't want to put in the effort, who are so entitled, they feel like, oh, because you are abroad, your life have to be for them. You have to die for them. You are not entitled to them. You are not Jesus Christ. You owe them nothing. That's a simple truth. Sometimes we enable these people to be disabled and to be entitled. Draw your boundaries. Draw your boundaries. Because no matter how much you give those people, they will still come back giving you one cook and bowl story. But there is somebody in your family, let's look critically. There's somebody in your family, those people will hardly ask you for money. They are struggling, but you see them making their own little effort. You see them doing their own small hustle here and there. Whenever they call you, they want to ask you, oh, sister, how are you? It's been a long time we talk. They will never talk about money. Those are the people that you can support their investment. But those ones who are just there with your shoulders puffed, walking around, oh, my sister is abroad, my brother is abroad, oh, and they are living without entitlement. Sometimes we are the ones who need to humble them and talk to them, put them in your place, like, nope, we are not doing this. When we draw those boundaries, it's going to release the stress on us. It's going to release some of us carry a lot of burdens that we are not supposed to. A lot of burdens that we are not supposed to. It doesn't matter who it is. Be able to draw healthy boundaries. Be able to draw healthy boundaries. Like there are so many people dying abroad because of family responsibility. Risking your own life. You don't have time for your own children. You don't have time for your own wife. You don't have time for your own husband because of family responsibilities. And these responsibilities are not even things that the people cannot do for themselves, but just because they're entitled. Don't carry people's load. Let everybody bear their father's name. Let everybody carry your load. You can always step in to support, to help. Don't carry people's load for them. I always say, God forbid, if you're not there tomorrow, how will they survive? The cares of life, we have troubles, we have challenges, we have gone through them, but they are there to mold us. Sometimes let's not take that opportunity from them to be able to mold them. I always say it, those who go through challenges, those who go through, even in Africa, if you see most kids who grew up in middle class home, in struggling homes, are the ones who always succeed. Are the ones who always succeed, even in school. They put in the effort. They know that, oh, this is my way to success. I have to study hard. I know where my mom took the money to pay my school. I know how my mom fried beignet, how my mom fried akra by the road to send me to school. They are more likely to study hard than those who came from Ajebota rich homes because they had this mindset of entitlement. That, oh, my father has money. They don't know what it is to work money. So sometimes even us abroad, some health-wise, hi sis, he says so true. Don't carry somebody's balloon. Don't carry. Some of us abroad, we are depressed. Our mental health is down because we are carrying load that is not ours. I'm not saying don't help, but come in to help. I give an example. If your car gets stuck in the snow and your friends are passing and you call your friends for help, will you fold your arms and go sit down for your friends to help you push your car? No. Your friends are coming to join you, help push the car. So if you're helping a family member, if you're supporting in Africa, make sure that they are carrying your own load and you are coming in to support. You are not going to bother to carry their load for them because you already have your own load. Let's be cautious about mental health. People are dying out there. People are suffering. And some of the things we are suffering, we have called on ourselves. Let's change this narrative. Oh, if you're abroad, it means you have made it. To enter a plane to go abroad doesn't mean you have made it. People struggling with immigration, people struggling with rent, people struggling with homeschooling, with raising a family, with balancing life. The least you want to do for yourself is to go carry a grown-up man or a grown-up woman in Africa's body in Africa, your body. Yeah, they could be your siblings, they could be your aunts, they could be your uncles. But be kind enough to yourself to evaluate where you are at. Be kind enough to yourself. I used to be one of those people who I never knew how to say no. I couldn't say no to people. But they go to a place where I learned to say no. No is not a bad word. No is not an evil thing. It's not like you're the worst relative. No, because you know the shoe you're wearing, you know where you're hurting, you know where you are at financially, spiritually, mentally. It's not because you're wicked. It's not because you're wicked. Yeah. So please, I know those who are logging in, leave in the comments section. We're talking about mental health. What do you do for self-care? How do you pause to take care of your mental health? Let's bring up ideas. Maybe there's somebody out here who is struggling mentally. And that's why I said this live is just a chit chat. It's just a chit chat. And I decided to come live because last week I lost a co-worker who was just found dead in her apartment. And she lived with nobody. And I'm just, in my mind, I was just wondering, I'm like, I wish there was somebody there with her. I wish she had a family. I wish she had a child, a husband, or somebody. And this lady was in her 40s. I'm not saying marriage is for everybody. But if you have the opportunity, if you have the desire, please get married. Let's not be carried away by all this feminism. I don't need a man. I don't know this. I don't know this. We all need somebody in our life. We all are human. Nobody was created to be an island. Let's stop all this negativity and this worldly propaganda. Yes, I know the Bible says some people have been called for singleness. That's good and fine. But if you have the desire, if you want to, don't be carried away. Build a community around you. Your community could be your family. We know a lot of rich people who are suffering mentally because they have no child, they have no one to call their own, they have no. The foundation of every society is a family. Even if you're not married, build people around you. Have people around you that you can confide, that you can talk to about your mental state. Choose your battles. Choose the things you want to carry as a human being. Choose them wisely, please. Let's not carry things that are more than us. Choose your battles wisely. Be conscious. Take time to pause. Take time to listen to your body, listen to your emotions, speak about your feelings. Seek counseling, go for therapy, go for massage, travel. Seek to be wholesome as a person. The better you are, mentally, physically, spiritually, is the better you be at whatever you're doing. The more you put in your best, in your job, in your home, in your career, whatever you're doing. Yeah. So let's leave ideas. Please leave ideas. I see we have health wise. Shula, please, sister, leave an idea. You're talking about health, and we're talking about health and wellness, about mental health. So leave an idea. So true. Don't carry someone's load, though. Please, let's leave an idea. We have a lot of people here. What are you doing? What do you do sometimes mentally, physically, emotionally to be able to just be a better person? How do you pause from the business of life? How do you pause from the cares of life to take care of yourself? Leave in the comment section. Let us know. I'm here to learn too. Maybe there's some fun things that they are therapeutic, they are fun to do, that we can be open to explore as human beings. What are you doing as a human being to be able to be in tune and just to have a wholesome, just to be wholesome as a person? I want to hear. Leave your comments. Leave your comments. comments. Leave your comments. What are you doing as a human being? What are you doing as a person to be wholesome, to take care of your mental state? How do you pause, get away from the busy schedules of life to just take care of yourself, like self-care? Let's give ideas. Let's give ideas in the comment section. Let's give ideas. What do you do? What do you do? I want to hear about it. A lot of things that people are doing. Very sometimes these things are not like, it's not like they're not expensive. It doesn't need so much money. It just needs for you to be intentional and just create time for that self-care. So what are some of the things you do for self-care as a person, be it a mom, a career woman, a single person? How do you pause and just take care of your mental health? How do you pause and take care of your mental health? Let's talk, let's connect, let's chat. I don't want to be the only one talking. Please, you guys talk in the comment section. What do you do to take care of your mental health? Let's chat. I have a couple of minutes more and I'm going to be leaving. I'm going to leave this live chat. It was fun just coming to talk to everyone. It's fun being in here, just chatting with sisters. I'm so happy. Most of the people that came in today were like sisters who can relate, and some people gave their ideas, some people gave their struggles. I really like the comments that our sweet finger, what did she say? Yeah, sweet fingers dish gave on the mentality of African men, on helping your wife so that your wife can take time off for self-care. So if you're married, yeah, what are some of the things? How did you have that conversation with your husband? And how did that help for you to be in a better place where your husband is more hands-on so that you as a woman can read, take care of your mental health, be more productive, and just be in a good space? So leave it in the comment. Share, what did you do as a woman that kind of brought you to that wholesome place as a family with your husband? If you are an African woman and your husband he used to have this African woman mentality, or African men mentality, sorry. What did you do? How did you go about it? I know some people will say pray about it. So let me know. Did you just pray? Were they serious conversations? What did you do to shift that mindset? What did you do to shift that mindset? Please, let's comment. What did you do to shift that mindset? I want to hear. What did you do to shift that mindset? Let me know. If you're a married woman in the chat and your husband used to be the African man who wasn't hands-on or didn't understand the the place of support so that your wife can get some time off housewife duty for self-care, how did you go about it so that your home can be wholesome? There can be that time for you to take time and just take care of yourself. Let's chat so that women can learn in the comment section. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm listening. Let's chat. Leave your comments. Let's know. Leave your comments. Let's know. Let's know. I'm learning. I also want to learn. So leave your comment. Let's chat. Let's chat. Let's chat. Let's chat. How did you go about it? How did you? I know sometimes I was talking to a friend. I know sometimes we our marriages are not just smooth in the beginning because everybody comes with their own mentality, with their rough patches, and then the man and the woman begins to rub head and they begin to smoothen themselves and they have conversations that bring them closer together as one. So how did you have that conversation in this area of you making your husband or your wife be more intentional, um, and acknowledging your your space and your mental health and the importance of self-care and time off to just be you or do you? Let's have these conversations. Let's have this conversation. And I feel like this is one thing that has really um, influenced a lot of marriages. because sometimes women or men just feel like from the beginning your husband needs to know, he has to be this perfect picture in your head. And sometimes we are so critical about people. We are so critical about people, but forgetting to know that we all came from different backgrounds. We all have different upbringing. It is communication and you just talking that will help you. That will help you be more one. That will help you bond together. That will help you be more able to compromise, be more loving, be more intentional. So let's chat. Let's have those conversations. What did you do? What did you do? Tell me, what did you do as a woman, as a man, to be able to bring this conversation to the table to your partner, to make them be more hands-on and help so that you can have time for yourself, so that you can have time for yourself. Even if not help, maybe you're just newly married and you don't have children. Some men are so clinchy, they don't want their wives to go anywhere. They want to follow you wherever you go. Or who are you hanging out with? Who are those friends? But like there is just this clinching and just this, which is to a certain level is healthy, but if it's exaggerated, then it's not healthy because at the end of the day, you both, even in marriage, you still need some little time apart just to hang out, to interact with other people who are not just your spouse. Yeah. Sometimes we talk about things. It could be just like the Bible commands the elderly women to teach the younger women. It could be maybe a women's seminar in church. It could be you meeting up with an elderly person in church over coffee to talk about things in marriage. Maybe these couples have been married for 30, 35 years, and there's just some wisdom that you want to sit at your feet and learn. Sometimes it's good to go as couples, couples to couples. Sometimes it's also good to go as women to women and just have this women chat. Just have those women, this woman to woman chat. There's one book I read which is really nice, and anybody wants to read, I recommend it. Priscilla Scherer, the woman who acted in War Room, her sister has a book. That's the title is Finding a Little Girl. I think Find the Little Girl in Me. And in her book, I think it's one thing she talked about the struggles as a mom to find yourself. That sometimes when people become mom or when they get married, they lose themselves to all these new responsibilities and new rules. And sometimes it can really get overwhelming. And she was talking about how you can find yourself, how you can go back to that you. You can like not go back, but find time to just get in touch with that you outside this responsibility. And one thing she mentioned in that book is the fact that sometimes she'll go to her closet with her chips and her iPad, and she'll just lock the door, leave her husband and the children in the house, just go hide in that closet and just spend that me time. She talked about sometimes she'll hang out with friends, just leave home, just go for a Saturday girls hang out with Christian friends that they can talk about marriage, talk about things that edify, talk about their struggles. So this is what we're talking about. The book is really good. If you can check it, I think it's on Amazon. It's titled Finding the Little Girl in Me by Priscilla Sherrill's sister. I've forgotten her name. But for anyone who have watched The War Room, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So that was it. That was it for this live. I just came up from work and I'm undoing my hair and I'm just like, okay, let me try this YouTube live and let's just chat. Especially as women talking about mental health, talking about having a healthy work-life balance, talking about being wholesome as a person. It doesn't matter what stage of life you are in, as a single person, as a mom, as a career person. You just being intentional to have a wholesome life, because the more wholesome you are, the more you'll be able to be the best version of yourself in everything you do, be it in your home. Your kids will have a more joyful home and a mom who is present. Do we also know that you can be a mom or a person, you are physically present but you are not present? Does that make sense? If you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment in the comment section. You can be actually physically present, but you are not present. Even as a mom, you can be there, but your children don't feel you because emotionally and mentally you are not there. Yeah, it's very, very, and that's why I was talking about children or your mental state and the energy you emanate from within you. It influences your environment. Your children can know when you're stressed without you even saying a word. Your children can know when something is wrong without you even saying a word. It's because of the energy and the emotions that you spread around when you enter a room or when you are home. Yeah. So that was a conversation that I wanted us to have, and I wanted us to share. What are the smaller things that you do for your mental health? When was the last time you took time to just pause and check on your health or yourself? Just check on yourself. Take care of yourself. There is just one life to live. There is just one life. Take care of the life that God has given you. You need to take care of it. You're a steward to your life. Be a good steward to that which that which God has entrusted in you. Yeah. Even as Christians, a lot of Christians are struggling. We all wear suits, we all wear heels, we wear skirts to church on Sunday, but mentally we are struggling. Seek help. Talk about those things. Seek counseling. There are a lot of Christian counseling out there. There's a lot of Christian counseling out there. Talk to somebody. Have a prayer team. Have a group of Christian friends who can um, uphold you in love and not be judgmental. Yeah. I hope this live was helpful. I'm grateful for everybody who joined. I'm thankful. Thank you guys for making my first live worth it. It was very interactive. I really enjoyed the comments. We showed that people were following and we're all involved in these conversations. It's very important. And this was the whole idea of the live, so that we can just come together and talk and just talk about certain things affecting us as people, as Christians, as people abroad. Like, yeah, everything that's us. For those who are subscribed to my channel, Victorious Mirabel, you know I talk about life and everything that pertains to life and godliness. Yeah, these are life issues, these are reality issues. Mental health is a real issue. I know most of us from Africa, is something we didn't know about, and it's something that we are not really in tune about, but we act better when we know better. That's what the Bible says. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Yeah, the more knowledge of the word of God we know, and the more knowledge of things around us we know, the better we'll act. Yeah, because the whole essence of Christianity is our relationship with men and with God. And our relationship with men is the circle we keep, where you are at. What kind of friend are you? What kind of friends do you have that will influence your mindset? That will influence your mindset. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate. Yep. So I'm just gonna take the last few minutes and just hear from you guys. Leave your comments. Let's share. I'm not gonna talk again. The last few minutes for all of you now online. Let me know, what do you do for self-care? How are you being intentional about your mental health? When was the last time you actually did a check on your mental health? When was the last time you took vacation from work? When was the last time you took vacation from your children? When was the last time you took vacation from your home? Yeah, like just take a break, a day. Just When was the last time you had a girls' outing with women of your age group or above you that you can learn, talk about life issues, get good godly advice, pray together and agree together? When was the last time you took time to do all those things? Yeah. And another thing we talked about was setting healthy boundaries. What are some of the healthy boundaries you are setting, especially with your family back in Africa if you're abroad, so that you are not overburdening yourself with other people's load, other people's unnecessary load, so that you are not making people You're not making people feel entitled just because you are abroad. You are being helpful. You are supporting people, but supporting them in love and supporting them, making them be more responsible for their own lives. You are not picking up battles and responsibility that you are not supposed to, so that they don't overburden you as a person. Yeah, because those things have ripple effects on our homes as people abroad. By the time you pick up a lot of burdens from your family back home, you are not allowing them to be responsible. You're not allowing them to be diligent in taking responsibility for their own life. You pick your burdens and then you start neglecting your home. You start picking morning, afternoon shifts. You start picking morning, afternoon shifts, and then you are not there for your children. You're not there for your husband. You're not there for your own self. How do you set these healthy boundaries to make sure that you are not disenabling your family, making them have this sense of entitlement that because you are abroad, you owe them your life? These things are important for our mental health. So you guys should leave a comment. I want to know, what do you do for your mental health? When was the last time you paused to check where you are mentally? When was the last time you took care of yourself? You took some time off for self-care. And what are some of the things that you do for self-care? Let's leave comments in the comment section so that we all, it's a chit chat. Let's learn. Let's learn. Let's learn. When was the last time you took time off? I know somebody. Oh, the Anthony show, the Anthony's family show. How are you today, host? I'm doing great. How are you? Oh, thanks for coming by. Wow, this is my family. I saw I saw your comment today on, I was the one who commented that, oh, I saw the bitter leaf that you were washing. I'm like, I want fresh bitter leaf. Oh. I want fresh bitter leaf. I was like, I want fresh bitter leaf. It just like that video, it just took me back home, and I was just like, look at fresh bitter leaf. I wish somebody can just give me some fresh bitter leaf. Yeah, I saw your comments and I saw your reply. You said you're gonna send, so I'm waiting for my bitter leaf. The Anthony's family show. I'm waiting for my bitter leaf. Oh. I'm waiting for my fresh bitter leaf. Yeah, so today we're talking about mental health and just talking about how it's important for us to pause as human beings, look at our life, acknowledge our feeling, talk about your feeling, ask for help, take time off as a wife, as a father, as a career woman, whatever you're doing in life. Sometimes take time off that thing and just take care of yourself. Because the more you take care of yourself, the more wholesome you are, the more you can be able to pour into whatever you're doing. We'll send it via WhatsApp. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. This is no joke. I have dry bitter leaf, oh, but I don't like dry bitter leaf. I feel like when I cook dry bitter leaf, I feel like I'm eating chaff. I feel like I'm chewing pepper. Like, does that even make sense? And I can't even stand. Let me know when I'm saying it. My mother will hear. She'll be like, oh, so all the dry bitter leaf I washed and I sent to you, all my hard work, you're not even eating it. But that's the truth. Like, I haven't, my mom have sent me a lot of dry bitter leaf. Anybody who's coming to Canada, she'll pack a bag and she has to put bitter leaf, dry bitter leaf. But trust me, it doesn't matter how I boil it. They say use bicarbonate. I boil it with bicarbonate. It doesn't just give me that fresh feeling. Like, it is not good. Like, I've tried. It's not just giving me that fresh bitter leaf feeling. Like, I can't. I can't. So when I saw you doing the bitter leaf, yes, literally matter to take some rest and renew your body. You have, that's very right. It's very important. It's very important. People are struggling. A lot of people are struggling mentally. A lot of people forget all this makeup, three-piece suits, high heels. People look outwardly very beautiful, but mentally they are struggling. Even those who have money, like I see it, material things, money is not a determinant of your happiness or how you feel inwardly. We need to take time off to be able to pause. Take time off to be able to look at your mental state. Talk about it with your husband. Talk about it with your wife. And I said it here. I am not one of those people who believe in this African saying, oh, men don't cry. Men cannot express emotions. Like, this is what is killing men. They are human beings, for God's sake. They have blood in their flesh. They have struggles too. They have insecurities too. Men have fears too. Let's give men room to be able to express themselves as a wife. Even your boy, even the children we give birth to, the male children, allow them cry when they fall. Allow them be able to talk to you, express how they feel. When they go to school and come back, let them talk to you. What happened in school? How somebody spoke to them rudely, how it made them feel, or how it made them feel. Let them be able to express themselves. Because I feel like we have a lot of he says the fresh one is better than the dry one. Like, like, you are my G, like, the feeling, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So that was what we're talking about this live, and I was asking people, if you're here, what do you do to take care of your mental health? What are some of the activities or some of the fun things that you do? I'm not saying that it has to be very expensive. I'm not saying take a trip to Mexico or travel. Yeah, travel, but you can travel within your city. If you're in a busy city, you can travel to the village. Most often the villages are quieter. You are more in tune to natural things. You eat natural fruits. People are more community-like in the village setting. When I was back in Cameroon, I used to like the village. Oh, hi. My mother used to think I'm a village girl. I'm like, I don't mind. I was born in the village, but when my mom graduated from the university, because my mom gave birth to me when she was in the university. When she graduated and they posted her and she began working, then she came and took me from my grandmom and we went to the city. But whenever we had breaks, we were going to the village. I like the fresh fruit. I like the fruits you cut from the tree and just eat, not the ones that they have like the mangoes. They harvest the mangoes like maybe 2 weeks ago before it gets to the city. The mango like is not as fresh and as sweet as the fresh ones in the village. Those could be like little things like that you can do just for your mental health, just for you to be in a good space, just for you to feel good, feel better. Sometimes there are little things like that. Travel to the village, leave the busyness of the city, and just go to the village. The village is more quieter. There is just a different kind of vibe and a different kind of life in a village setting that could be therapeutic for somebody. Like, I remember I was watching somebody's YouTube channel. Please go check out Aging Happily. One of our sister, Cameroonian sister, her name is Hilda. Aging Happily. She talked about how culture plays a very big role in people's life. Culture, even those abroad, most people go to your traditional cultural group just because they want to just get in tune with your culture. It plays a very big role in your life, in your mental state. It could just be maybe a night out, just hang out, go get good food, go to a good restaurant. If you're a woman, let somebody else cook for you and serve you like the king or the queen that you are. That too could be therapeutic. Yeah. So let's take care of our mental health. I was asking, what are some of the things that you do to take care of your mental health? I'm going to end this live in 5 minutes. It's been a fun time just chatting with everyone. I'm so grateful. This was my first live, and you guys really made it worth it. I came back from work. I said, let me undo my hair and just try this YouTube live thing and let's chat. Let's chat. Sometimes life abroad can be so lonely that you just need someone to chat, but everybody is like, fear, everybody is running after dollars, pursuing dollars, 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 dollars. Even parents can't even have time to chat with your children. And we talk about creating time for things that matter. If you're abroad, create time for your family. The dollar you're running after, if those children become morally deficient and they become a recalcitrant, they are hooked up on drug, pornography, the money, the dollar you're running after will not solve. It will not help. It will not help. It will not help. Yeah, so I'm very grateful. Thank you guys for connecting. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you guys for making this live worth it. I've really enjoyed my time on this live. Like, look at me just smiling from from end to end. Look at me just laughing from end to end. I know it was an impromptu life, and I just wanted to be natural. I didn't want to come here all made up with makeup. And no, it was just like a family. Let's just chat. Let's just be real. I don't know who can relate. Back in Africa, for those who like village life like me, when we used to go for holiday, there was always like the three-stone fire. And in the evening, we would sit down there. Our grandparents would tell us stories. They would ask us about life. We would just chat. Sometimes my cousins would come for holiday too, and it would be a time when we're just chatting about life, about school. I feel like that's what we just had on this life, like just that family time where everybody is comfortable in your natural self. That's why I didn't come up here all made up, all makeup. I came here just undoing my hair just to give that vibe, that freedom, that oneness, that openness. That's because trust me, social media, people can fake. People can, we all most often come out of social media with a perfect picture of life, making some people who are struggling mentally feel like they don't have their life put together. They sometimes they forget to know that what they are seeing on the screen is just the outward appearance. That person might even be going through worse than what you, the person watching, is going through, or that person might even be struggling mentally more than you, the person watching, is struggling. But they have just mastered the act of covering up. That's why I just came on this life in my natural self, just undoing my hair and just wanting us to chat and talk about mental health, how to manage our mental health, and how to take care of ourselves. Please, if you're on this life, take time to take care of yourself. Have time off. Do some self-care. Outside your family, outside your job, you are a human being first. And the more you take care of yourself, the more you're wholesome, the more you're in a good mental space, the more you can pour out to whatever you are doing, whatever God has laid in your hand as a responsibility, be it a mom, be it a dad, be it a career woman, be it a single person. Yeah. So thank you guys for connecting. Thank you guys for coming on this live. I really, really, really appreciate. I'm so grateful. May God bless you all. I really do appreciate. This is what community is all about. Like I was shocked-alized. Let me use the word shocked-alized. I was shocked-alized by the outpour of love, the comments, just the engagement in this life, being that it's my first ever life. So I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful. May God really bless us all. Yeah. Once in a while, I'll come on live impromptu and just have conversations like this about things pertaining to life. Yeah. And if you have a topic you want us to talk about, just leave it in the comment section. If you watch this live afterwards, because it's going to be on my YouTube channel, leave a topic you think we can come out and just chit chat about, which will help us to be more wholesome, help us to live a victorious life, and help us to just be wholesome spiritually, physically, mentally, and be all that which God has called us, and be the best version of ourselves. Yes, thank you guys. And this is what this channel is all about. If you are new here, you just stumbled upon this video. This is Victorious Mirabel. Here we talk about lifestyle, fashion, my faith in God, all that pertains to life and godliness, and we help each other just be wholesome, just be your best version, and live a fulfilled life and be all who God created you to be. Love you all. Love you all. I really love you all. Thank you guys once more, and see you in my next live. Please check out my videos, subscribe, leave a comment, and yeah, I'll be sure to return. I will be sure to return the love and the support. Yeah. Love you guys. Stay blessed. See you.